Hi there, welcome back to Gadget Mad Lad. This is part two to, I forgot the name of it, is it New Game Boy DSi Macro? In part one, oh yeah, the picture's not the greatest quality because I've tried my eyes to zoom in because I want to make it clear where I'm soldering to and what I'm doing. In the first video, we had a look at this little thing that I kind of threw together. I was trying to, piece of plastic, melted some holes into it, wove some enamel wire through the holes, soldered 330 ohm resistor to it, and it worked. It's just the problem was we couldn't close the back because where the battery panel thing is was hitting against that. So it worked. Turned it on and everything, showed it working. But the problem was, sorry about that, a bit wobbly there. Couldn't close it obviously, so I went back to the drawing board. I had this one already ready to do, but I thought the plastic obviously it's a bit crap, looks tacky, you know what I mean? So what I did version 2, but this time I added a speaker, which was this one here. Same situation as the first one, but this time I've used clear nail varnish remover, so it's clear nail varnish even, to stick it down. But what I coloured the wires in red and black, and with my Sharpie pen, and when this clear nail varnish hit the Sharpie, it bled into it, and it now looks like that mess. But I'm assuming this will work. I've not tested it out yet, this one, but I'm assuming it'll work because I've done another version of this. That, by the way, that's a new 2DS speaker, if I'm not mistaken. So I redid that and I came up with this one. This was like the version for this video. All prepped and everything. If you want to know what red stripes are, they are my red double-sided tape, which is really thin in comparison to the other stuff that I had. So the plan is to peel these off, stick this down in a certain position, which I will show you. Solder this into place, solder this into place, and then solder them two into place. I'll just give you a quick walkthrough of what this is, if you can try to keep it all in shot. Right, so at the bottom bit here, we've got a bit of enamel wire that's been tinned. That's the 330 ohm resistor going to the leg that it needs to go to, which I'll show you when we solder it. That follows this all the way along here to where it needs to connect to a new side of the board. Here we have the thing is, the new 2DS speaker that was on that one had the ground on the, well, it'll be your right, but my left. No, my right, but your left. Oh, I'm crap with that stuff. Anyway, the point is, it's the opposite way around with this one, so I had to, originally this one here goes out to my right, which is, I'm assuming, is your left because you're upside down to me, but this one doesn't, it goes to my left, your right. So that goes to this pad here. And the point is, I've tried to keep it more tidier. And the red stripes, you won't be able to see them when I'll quickly get this off and we'll have a look-see there, shall we? So let's get it installed, not make this a long video. So I might have to pick this up to my eyes because it's too far away. Because my eyesight is bad. I'll have to use a blade for that actually. So that's not separating. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Lovely jubbly. So there's one. I'll have to chuck it to the side for now. There's this one here. This is just in case, you know, I drop it or anything like that to save, like, it coming loose. Yeah, it's come free. And it's pretty, from what I've seen on the reviews on Amazon where I bought the tape from, it's quite sticky stuff, so it should definitely hold it in place. What I did to stop from that, you know, because the speaker might give off vibrations, I put a few extra strips on the back of where the speaker bit is, and I cleared the board, you know, where the cartridge slot was of anything, so it could, you know, stick down nice and firmly. And that should in turn give me a nice solid connection. I'm not wanting it to weld to the board because obviously if it needs to be removed, which I've got an idea for an upgrade for this. And that's not working. Come on. Real shaky hands. Next idea from this. If you remember the speaker teardown that we did, that I ended up sticking inside the DS original macro, the macro XL. The very very loud macro. I can't get my words out today. Well, I'm going to do my own version of that. I'm showing you on camera problem. No, it's like this is like version 2 of that, like the first version that just had the, you know, the 330 ohm resistor on it. So version 2 has got added speaker. Version 3, I'm gonna add the amplifier chip. Oh crap! Come off. There we go. Sticking to me because of the static, and that's gonna be very similar size to this, maybe slightly bulkier, but that's gonna give the loudness of the very, very loud macro that I did. So you'll probably notice when I make this that the volume isn't going to be particularly very loud, but that's just a side effect of the speaker being inside the actual body, if you know what I mean. Come off you, everything you stuck down. There we go. So that's all the backs removed. As you can see, there's no red stripes there now. It's looking alright. So I need to assume its position. So it goes on like so. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's correct. And that should give me a nice sturdy connection for the thing now. Yep, seems to be welded in place. Lovely jubbly. Right, so next thing is to solder this point here. If you see my fingertip, there's a little black chip and there's 2 legs coming off that. There's one on this side. Oh, one sec, see if I can point to it more specifically. How do people, I'll just show closer up. You can see, sorry for the reflection, obviously this chip here, let me show, there, it's that leg there. I'll solder it in place and you'll see it anyway, obviously. So, and they obviously go around there to the pads there. So I'm covering up my finger, not showing anyone at all. You see a little bit of kind of burnt solder on that one there, and then that one there next to it. Not the top one, that doesn't get used for anything. Well, that's where these 2 are getting soldered as well. Obviously, I'll put it in place and show you anyway. So let's get the position correctly. By the way, I can't zoom in any closer than this on the current camera phone I'm using right now because, unfortunately, it's pretty terrible when zoomed in. So let's angle this right. Right, so I think upside down, so no. Yeah, that'll work for me. So, focus. Goody goody. So what I'm gonna do, get this this enamel wire, grip it, get it to assume its position. There we go, it's aligned up perfectly. If that leg there is going touched against. Let's give you a close up of that. Don't know how close that's showing, but see the enamel wire? It's not soldered in yet, but it's about to be. I need some better camera equipment, clearly. This is really bad zooming in. Right, so that's going to have to work for now. So we're working in this area here. So let's quickly get this tacked into spot and then get the other ones. Like I said, mine's just shaking like a leaf. Crap. Let's bend that a little bit. It's not giving me enough slack with the wire, you see. There we go, beautiful. And that'll do the trick. Just need to, how do you maneuver right? That's the one, I think. Yeah, that's the one. Crap. Stay down, you. Oh crap, every time I tack it down it keeps instantaneously lifting up. Stay down. crap. This is actually meant to make it easier. That's the whole point of what I did this thing for. Jesus Christ. No, I need to get a bit of solder on it. A bit of solder on the tip, that might help. Yeah, that probably will help a lot actually. I didn't think we'll like that. Using a dry tip, it's just turned on. There's where the problem is. So now, give it a second. 1, 2, 3. Oh God, just stay on the bleeding leg. Line up. Yep. No. Oh Jesus Christ. Sorry for my. Found anyone there? Oh crap. What's the problem? Right, the pin up maybe. God, I've not damaged it. That would be bad. Give me a second to have a quick look off camera. No, it's definitely there. It's just for some reason it's not sticking for me, which is a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna stick a little bit more solder on the tip. I'm gonna attempt again. Hopefully, a bit more luck this time. Yeah, it should be alright. 1 sec. So. Oh crap. That's not what I go there, is it? So, right, 1 sec. I'm not stretching the wire correctly or something. I think that's probably what it is. Because I've test fitted this, not like it soldered it into place, but it at least definitely stretched over to it. There we go. And that seems to be struggling a little bit. So I'm just gonna align that like so. And then, is this gonna be the one? Come on, be the one. Be the one I run to. Yes. Tack. That's the one. Ah, beautiful. So, as well, I will recheck that joint. Obviously, this is the weakest joint on the entirety of this build in general. So, that's the one that's going to be trouble. The rest should essentially go like butter now, hopefully. So now we are working, and it's hard to see because of the clearness of the plastic, but that's one of the things I thought was good about the mod itself. So this one should literally be easy peasy. That's just a case of this ground pad here. Press it down, make sure you got a good connection. I think I actually solder soaked these pads, you know, to try and get it a bit more flush when I was trying to test fit. So what I'll do, because I know this fits, add a bit more solder to the board. Let's give it a little bit more security. It's a tiny little blob. It's had less on it than it started with in the first place, so it's no big deal. Pressing down on it whilst I'm doing it, you know, to make sure it stays as flush to the board as I can get it. That seems to be good. Yeah, beautiful. Still connected over here. Alright, so now we see where the 2 connectors are there. We are, right, so now we've got this soldered in. Come on. See the wire there? That leg that it's on? That's essentially where you need to solder. One side of your 330 ohm resistor to. There's a few places you can choose for your grounding spot for the negative side of the speaker. You've got this pad here. If you detach the actual cartridge slot, that is, it gives you 4 spots that are ground. But if you use a multimeter, you can check on the rest of the board for there's loads of ground spots. I'd probably avoid though is I noticed on the DS original, if you connected the loudspeaker, well, it's connected to the battery, to the ground on the headphone jack, it interfered with the picture somehow. I don't know what was causing it, but it caused some problems. So I had to choose a different ground spot for that one. So now we're flipping the board around and we're working in above the ABXY buttons. We've got where it says CL8. There's a solder pad directly above that. Not the clear one. That's not them two clear ones there. No, the one with solder already on it. I've added more to mine already, but that there is where the other side of the 330 ohm resistor is going to go. And the pad slightly to the, up to the right of that is where the speaker goes. See what it says SPRN, a little line leading to the circle, the white circle. Well, that spot there is the right speaker. So let's get it soldered in, shall we? I can put it back together again and show you it working. Like I said, this isn't nothing new. This isn't like I've not invented this or anything. This is just like a tidier way of doing it, I suppose. Let's get it bent around then. Right, so we're doing this, right? So we'll do solder you in first. So just folded it over to give me a little bit of slack with the wire. And like before, we're just gonna line the very tip of the wire with the pad, apply a little bit of heat and press down on the pad, which should make it stick. But like before, because I'm shaking like a leaf. There we go. That's a good connection. Beautiful. And while we're here, might as well quickly lean this over and get that soldered in as well. And that's it. The mod's done then. Just got to throw it back together. Should take a second. That's hot. That's very freaking hot. And that's steady as an eddy. I think we're all good there. Just double check my joints. So if you can see that there. Focus. So that's where we're connecting to the bottom one, or for you the top one even. The one where CL8 is next to is the other side where the 330 ohm resistor is going on the front, and slightly above that, or below that to you even, where it says SBRN with a little line pole with the white circle and that wire connected to it, is the positive side of the speaker. So that's it all done. Let's get it thrown together. I've got the parts here. To the side of me, we have the front bit, which I will align accordingly. Try not to mess anything up as I go, because right now that would be bad. Still shaking like a leaf though. Radio, so that seems to all be in place. I'll click the power and we'll put the connectors back in a second, because what I'll do, got my screen here, which I'll put back in. Battery there as well. Right, so I need, let's get the little one first. So Phillips screw. So the little tiny, if you're reassembling your board here, obviously I can't account for this because mine's been totally altered, but this part of the board here, if you're reassembling at this point, I can walk you through what screws go where. So we're using the black screws at the moment, and the littlest, tiniest Phillips screw that you've got goes in this corner here, where the gold square is, directly below that. So you don't end up screwing it through to the, you know, damaging your housing more than you want to. If you ask me how I know that, because I put the wrong screw in a few times back before I got okay at it. Once you took these apart enough, it comes really familiar. And if you notice as well, the like kind of weaving of it, so to speak, is to avoid all the screw posts, so nothing should interfere with it at all. I say that, but bear in mind, I'm not a professional in any way whatsoever, and I don't claim to be. I'm just trying to think of like a cheap kit you can make at home with a little bit of practice, and then assemble, you know, inside your DS, whatever it is. Because I'm going to do a version of this for the, you call it the DS Lite as well as the DS Original. I'm going to, essentially what I'm thinking of doing is, you know, you can buy kits from Boxy Pixel and stuff like that for doing this, that and the other. I want to make it so people, obviously still buy that stuff, I'm not saying don't buy it, and whatsoever, it's some really cool stuff. But what I'm trying to do is encourage people to maybe give it a go themselves. You know, like, because people off pop like attacking us of it sometimes, like, you know, the hot glue or whatever, you know what I mean? So I think if people put enough imagination into it, there's ways around stuff, you know what I mean? And I'd really like to see what people's take on certain things. And that'd be a very interesting thing to see if a lot more people got in, you know, into this macro building business. I was talking to a guy in my comments recently, and I can't remember which video it was. Something to do with macro though, and he was saying that he wanted to do a IPS mod on a DS. No, so it was a DS original. Yeah, the original. You know, 'cause it's only got 2 points of brightness, like on and off essentially. He wanted to do an IPS display mod on that, and as far as I'm aware, I don't think that's actually possible. But I know I was watching a Mako video, and he was talking about you know, the TV output mod you can do. I think it's similar to the consolizer, if you know what I mean. Well, that give me the idea. Maybe you could, like, you know, get a HD display and connect it to that, and maybe make like your own variation of it, kind of thing. That would, I suppose, would be possible, but you'd have to like fit it all into that. If you've ever messed with a DS original, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're very fragile, to say the least. I mean, so you can get some that's built like a brick shit house, you know what I mean? And others like that, you just look at it wrong and it gets a crack in it. But like, I thought that was a really interesting question myself. I didn't really. I felt a bit dodgy because I couldn't really answer it properly. But I mean, I know that there probably is ways to do it. I've seen this. Is it Dr. K? I think he's Chinese or something like that, maybe, or Japanese. But he's, oh dude, he's like, wow. You get me? He's like, seriously, wow. He just throws it to. He's like what I want to be in regards to this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But check him out, by the way, if you've not checked him out. It's all. I'm not too sure what language he speaks. Like I said, I just watching subtitles. That does the trick for me. The universal language of electronics as well. So like 330 ohm resistor, is that in English, Indian, Chinese, whatever? It all translates to the same thing. It's just the language barrier. If you can put up with that, then you can learn some good stuff, I find. Alright, so that's it. We're done with that now. It's all, screws are all in. So we got the little Phillips screw here. We got the other 3 Phillips screws you've got that are black are the same size, so you can't go wrong with that. So one goes there, one goes there, one goes there. You can tell that they're going in the correct hole, not the wrong one, because they've got white rings on the board where they're meant to go. So let's get the next bit out of the way, because this is going to be a pain in the butt. If you remember the last video, I had a bit of trouble getting this back in, before I forget actually, because I got told by my mate Jason that I need this, like you do on the, is it the DS Lite, the RAM or whatever the hell it is. It won't boot without it, so this is not only the Wi-Fi thing, this is that as well apparently, same as it is on that. So don't want to learn that the hard way, do we? As I say, I cannot be bothered tearing this apart again. I'm thinking this will be it until I get to speak, because I'm trying to work on an amplifier at the moment. Where is it? I've got it to show you. I'll show you another video maybe. I'm not too sure where it is, but an old Bluetooth speaker that I think it was the Technical Teardown, not too sure which number it was, but the Bite Me is like a Bluetooth speaker that was broken. I'm taking the amp chip out of that, well, off the board, and I'm going to make like a circuit like this with pretty much exactly the same as this, but with that integrated into it, and hopefully that's going to give me the volume I need, which will make more sense in about a minute, maybe 2. Once I've got this connected and we hear how loud this is, you'll understand why the audio mod is kind of a thing that you might want to do. Right, so at the moment, right, what I'll do, because you don't need to see me zoomed in no more, so no, don't want to zoom in more. I'll zoom right out. So there you go, fully zoomed out now. Should give me a bit more resolution in the process. So what I can do now, I'm trying to get this connector here connected to this, which is a pain in the butt, to say the least. So I'm just going to quickly get this. In fact, what I'll, can I do it on screen? No, there's no way to do that on screen, is there? Is there? Is that possible? Could I do that miracle? No, I mean, I was going to block it either way, innit? See if I can. Being left-handed does really not help with this, I tell you. Right, so I'm just going to have to go for it. Sorry about that, people. I was trying to show you, but it's already, even looking at what I'm doing, is a nightmare. This connector, seriously. Go on, connect. Sometimes it's literally, it's like, I won't go in. And you're like, oh, please go in. It's like, okay then. But not, this isn't that day. Come on, you. Line you up. If I can line you up, can I line you up? Come on. Oh, this is a pain in the butt. Again, unedited video, so length of this video, you can count on that being, once you've made this thing, that is, if you want to make it. Length of the video is probably the length of time it's going to take you to install it, because I always make mistakes. I always have to go back and redo something. Goes well, it's like part of the job routine now, you get me? So, you can guarantee it ain't going to take no longer than this. Line up. Connect with that. Connect with that. Yes, that. Connect, goddammit. Oh, we're in. We're in like Flynn. Goody, goody, goody. Right, so only took a million years. Sorry about that loud noise there. If you're wearing headphones, I apologise for costing your hearing. So it should just be a case of clicking it together now. I hope. Yep, seems to be all going good. We're all good with fasting this time, at least that's something. Nice and snug, I must say. No squishiness there. I trimmed down the inside on the back as well, just to give myself a little bit more space to work with, on the inside. I don't think I really needed it, but it was just to be on the safe side, I thought. So we Phillips screws now, we are with Phillips screws again. So these essentially don't, I think they're non-ferrous, so they're not magnetized. I'll show you, they're all the same size, so you can't really go wrong. So just do what I do if you want to do that. So first of all, we go here. This is where the cartridge slot would have been originally. And then we stick another one in on the other side of that, where the cartridge slot would have been originally. Go in there, you. You know something, I don't even think I need to do all this, do you? You don't need to see all these screws attached. Do you care? That's the question. I could stop now and we could just turn it on, I suppose. Should I do that? Because we're on, what, 27 minutes? Let's get this corner here done and then we'll just do that. These two screws should just... I can talk some nonsense, me. So what we should do is just finish it quickly. Sod it. Might as well. Just 2 screws away and it's done. And it won't fall apart on me. It won't fall apart on me, just screws should hold it together, but it needs a bit jinky, this housing. Needs a bit of touching up, if you get what I mean. I'm actually quite chuffed with it, to be honest with you. This one needs a paint job and a bit of touch up over there, but considering I lost the light, but the thing across it there, still need to re-add the light thing there though. Alright, so let's see if it works. Place bets now. Do you think the macro has worked, first of all? In order for it to work, you'll probably get an error message on the screen, but the screen usually, if this isn't the case, if this isn't in place, you will actually, we'll have to put the memory card in, won't we? Otherwise you won't hear the sound. Sorry, I actually made a little rookie error there. So if is the right way around. Is that the right way around? No, that's the right way around. There's no way to test the sound otherwise, unfortunately, so we won't get the error message now. So it will boot up. So if this didn't work and the connector's disconnected from that leg or something, that would mean it would flick off straight away. If that's the case, then yeah, we've probably got a problem like that. But that would be the only cause I would have thought anyway, because I had to know this works. So let's turn it on. So we're all good up to yet. Staying on. It's not turning off. I actually hear sound as well. That's something. So touch screen. It works, obviously. I keep meaning to remove the digitizer because you get a little bit more of a clearer display then, but you need something to cover the actual LCD because a raw LCD is never good to be exposed. Dust will outright kill it. Alright, so we got on to GBA runner. Excuse me, sorry about that. Go down to, is it ROMs, I think? Yeah, GBA. Go down to game you know I've got, Super Mario Advance 4. It's a good one to give the range of the sound. So can you hear that? Turn off full. So I'll put the microphone right next there, so this right next to the camera. Do I have to press something? Yeah, I do. Sorry, my mistake. This is what I was talking about. You can hear it. It's only a single speaker. I've heard if you can adjust the iPhone 5 R5S speakers to it, then that actually increases the volume a little bit, but I can't say, I've only judged it for a YouTube video, so I've not tested that out fully. I've actually got two 5S speakers connected to the amp, you know, that I had on the very, very loud macro. So as you can see, it works, and it's a very tidy mod as well, I'd say. You can hear the speaker, that's loud enough for me. It's actually a lot better than I actually thought it was going to be, to be honest with you. That is really actually quite decent. I'm not gonna lie. That's for that's on full blast. So obviously you can still use the headphones and stuff if you want to, you get me? Oh, the battery's gone. I think the battery might have just died. Yeah, battery just died, so I'll turn that so it doesn't corrupt itself. Alright, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. So it went on a little bit, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.